folks. So I am dyeing my hair today, which is why I'm kind of post-shower, dried my hair, but it's poofy because there's no conditioner in it. And I thought, while I'm dyeing my hair, seems like a good opportunity to just have a chat about character appearance and how we describe our characters. So to start with, I am using Colorista, not sponsored. It's a semi-permanent. I put out a poll on Twitter on what color I should dye my hair. If you're not following us on Twitter, you should go follow us on Twitter at R4iBlog on Twitter. And people said pink, so we're going with pink. So I've used this product before, and when I had blue hair and liked it, so I'm giving it another go. So I'm going to actually flip my hair over to the other side because the stuff that gets on the longest tends to be a little bit darker, and I would like that to be this side. So we're gonna do that. So we'll see how much I can actually talk and do this and not screw it up. So I always find it really interesting listening to how people describe their character because it gives you an idea of kind of what the priorities are for that character. Ooh, pink. So we're just doing all over, so I'm just kind of going to put it on and brush it through and get a shit ton in the lid. Right. Brushing it through. Because it gives you an idea. So yeah, I like hearing how people describe their characters because it gives you kind of an idea of what that character prioritizes. Sometimes also what that character or that player prioritizes. And I think it's a really interesting thing to, I need to work on it a little bit more when I'm describing NPCs to give them kind of a full, complete description. And while I say full, complete description, I don't think you have to describe every single element of that character. And if I'm looking off to the side, it's because the mirror's right behind you guys. But choosing what it is that you describe. So what is it that sets that character apart from other characters? Especially, you know, do they have a weird colored hair that's not normal for that kind of character? Like, you know, gnomes tend to have weird, funky colored hair. Whee! But if you were to have a gnome that has clearly been like dyeing their hair or bleaching their hair to be a more natural human color, that definitely tells you something about that gnome. You know, there's probably still a lot you can speculate, but you know, it's not quite a normal thing. Or tattoos are a great description, what the tattoos are, how many they are. Scars are also another great description because, you know, a fighter is probably going to have some serious scars. At the same time, if you have somebody who is like well-known, incredibly well-established, supposed to be like the best of their class, who doesn't have any visible scars or any scars, that says a lot. You know, that says, hey, I'm able to get into fights and not get hit. Oh, this is pink. I hope I like this. So yeah, and it's something that I've noticed. I kind of picked up on this listening a lot to Critical Role and how Matt Mercer does his descriptions. I like that he oftentimes describes their hair choices and their clothing choices. You know, those things that it's like, oh, these are how we cut our hair or style our hair or what clothes we wear are things we have a lot more control over. So we can kind of create whatever image it is that we want to be giving, we want to have, versus some of the more like the color of, you know, Whereas like the color of someone's skin or the kind of, if it's an orc, like the tusks, stuff like that, might not be something that they have as much control over. So not making the judgments as much about that. But then again, you know, having a orc who has been filing down his tusks, that tells you something about that orc. I forgot to do this underside here. Oh, trying not to get it on my ears. There's gonna be some on my ears. So what do you guys think about character descriptions? Are they something that you focus on? Do you glaze over them? I know there are some folks that they don't pay as much attention to that, and that's fine. Everybody has their own thing. I sometimes get a little embarrassed when I share character descriptions because sometimes I realize kind of how ridiculous some of the characters that I've made are. And that's more so with when I'm a player and less when I'm a GM. I don't know why. No, I do know why. It's because when I'm a player, I've got that one character, so that kind of has some kind of impact. Okay, I've got to get some of this stuff off my face at some point. Whereas when you're a GM, you know, you've got so many more characters that you're creating and playing that it's a little bit easier to just be like, yeah, sure, I came up with this on the spot, and this doesn't say anything about me as a person. But that is one thing that I enjoy listening to the players describe their characters, because you pick up a little bit on, like, what are things that person finds important? Do they find describing the clothes important? And sometimes, you know, that might be just that character is really obsessed with fashion. The player might not be. Oh, Ryan's coming to visit.
Oh, you're still in there?
Yeah, I'm filming.
Oh, okay.
I'm filming a chatty while I do my hair, you know. Or do you have a character that just looks normal, that doesn't stand out, that kind of blends in? That also says something. You know, that's great if you're playing a rogue or a thief of some kind, somebody who's able to blend in. But if you're playing somebody who maybe doesn't want to necessarily blend in, that gives you an interesting point to start at and then have some character development as they kind of figure out and maybe get to experiment. So I have a character I'm really looking forward to playing who definitely the physical description is interesting. She's a dragonborn druid, and kind of the dragonborn, the coloring I had gone with originally was silver as kind of the ancestral, I'm forgetting the word for it, but that. She has learned from somebody from her kind of druid tribe, is that what you would call it? But has learned how to do needlepoint. And you know, being a silver dragonborn, there's not a whole lot of color there, but she loves color. So all of her clothing is covered in these very intricate, very colorful embroidery and stuff like that. And one of the things that she is doing is going around, because it's kind of the bit of a backstory is she's kind of traveling around to see the world and gather stories and stuff like that before kind of returning to find her place in the society, in the Druid society. And the way she's keeping track of a lot of these stories is by embroidering them into her cloak so that she can look at it and see something and go, oh yeah, that's the time that we went after an owl bear, and this is the time that we were in the city and had to figure out what was going on with the king, whatever it is. And so that adds an interesting, the physical appearance of her clothing tells you a bit about her. And, you know, she's not gonna probably be very sneaky because your clothing is elaborate and bright colored and doesn't really blend in with anything unless, like, you're in a tropical forest. And maybe not even then. So yeah, all right. So I've got a few spots that clearly I need to get some more on. Just saturate it, working it in. I'm trying to see where I'm missing stuff. I'm missing stuff in the back. The part I can't see. Oh wow, my hair looks super pink on camera. It's definitely pink, but it looks pinker on camera than it does in real life, which is okay. I kind of use this a bit as a comb. I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to do, but that's what I'm doing. I think I just need to get a little bit more on the back, and then I'm gonna take a break and let it sit, and then I'll come back to you when it's all done. There it is. It's done. It's pink. Whee! It's very, very pink. So I did get, the reason it's kind of brighter on the ends than it is at the roots is my ends were bleached from when I took the previous color out. So yeah, this is kind of the end of the video. Sorry, I'm still getting used to seeing myself with very pink hair. So let me know how you handle character descriptions. Do you like to go super in depth and describe kind of all of the physical descriptions of the character, or do you focus in on key parts, key things that set them apart from other folks? Let's talk about it down below. So yeah, this was just kind of a fun rambly video while I did my hair. If you like this format of video, let me know down below and I can do some more of them. Want to give a special thanks to all of our patrons, especially Joan, Sean, Arvi, and Lainey. If you're interested in becoming one of our patrons and checking out some cool perks, you can go to patreon.com/rollforinitiative. And as always, thanks to everyone who watches. If this is your first time watching a video, hi! Why don't you subscribe so you don't miss any videos? And we make videos every Tuesday and Thursday. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Roll for Initiative. Bye!